Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to week 1 of world making. Today, you will be designing your very own island using landforms. Landforms are features on the Earth's surface, which include volcanoes, hills, islands, canyons, deserts, oceans, rivers, jungles, mountains, marshes, waterfalls, and plains. As you are mapping or modeling your island today, think about the environment you'd like to create. You can base your island on places that you've seen in real life or on things that you've only imagined. Maybe you can even create a mixture of the two. Will your island be icy and monochromatic? Or will it be tropical and colorful? Will your island give a view of endless mountain ranges or of a dense forest? Will your landforms be solely based on what you've seen, or will you let your imagination run wild? It's entirely up to you because it's your island. Before I can begin designing my island, there's a few things that I need to do first in order to set up my map. The first thing that I need to do is create a name for my island. I'm going to call my island Helios. Next, I need to create a compass. Compasses are usually located somewhere in a bottom corner. I'm going to put my compass over in the left corner. I'm keeping my compass really simple right now, but I'm probably going to go back later and make it a lot more fancy. The last thing that I need to do to set up my map is create a key. To create a key, I'm going to create a box going from the other corner of my paper, and that's just some space for all of the symbols for my map. And again, I'm keeping my key very simple right now because just like my compass, I'm going to add to these things as I start designing my island. The next thing that I need to do is decide on a shape for my island. I like to make the shapes of my islands a little bit more random instead of a completely perfect shape. So something that I usually do is look away from my paper as I'm drawing a shape. So without looking at my paper, I'm just going to start creating a line. And I'm going to let it travel and roam however it would like. If you've ever seen a map before, more than likely you've noticed that the edges of landforms aren't very perfect. So I'm not very worried about the edges of my island being perfect either. And then the last thing that I need to do is just make sure that my island is a closed shape. So right now it's open, and right now I need to close it. So I'm just going to take another line and connect the two parts. You can even make a group of smaller islands that go with your one big island. So I would like to add some smaller islands off to the side of Helios. So now the shape of my island is complete and I'm ready to start designing my island. Maybe your island is full of mountain ranges, maybe it has large lakes, or maybe it's even full of forests. Maybe it's a combination of all the different landforms that I shared with you earlier in this video. It's really up to you. Since we're being map makers today, we're also working like them. And when a map maker is making a map, they create symbols to stand in for the different landforms. Here's an example. If I wanted to create mountains on my map, I'm going to come up with a symbol to represent that landform. For my mountains, the symbol that I'm going to create is an A shape. So I'm going to create upside down triangles. Now, every time I see an upside down triangle, I need to let the viewer know what that means. So I'm going to include it in my key. So I'm going to create my upside down triangle or my A shape in my key. And I'm going to say that it equals a mountain. Here's another example. Maybe I would like there to be some lakes on my island. So if I'm going to create a lake on my island, I'm going to create a puddle-like shape with two lines that represent the water. So now I'm going to go to my key. I'm going to make a puddle shape. And I'm going to say that it equals a lake. So now I'm going to continue to add to my island and to my key, and I'll come back and give you some ideas on finishing up. So now I'm finished designing my map and I can go back and add some finishing touches. So what I'm going to do on my map, I'm going to outline everything first in either a pen or some kind of dark marker, or I can just thicken up and darken my pencil lines with my pencil, up to you. So now I'm finished darkening all my lines with a marker, and now I'm ready to do one of my favorite parts, which is adding color to my map. The reason why this is my favorite part is because it allows me to create and use colors that reflect the world that I've just created. So maybe I'm going to use colors that I see in the real world, or maybe you can even be imaginative with the colors that you use for your island. So this is my finished island. I went ahead and colored everything in just to give it a more finished look. Like I said before, I included colors in each area that reflected the type of landscape that there was. So there's a lot of green in the areas with trees and a lot of brown rocky colors for the areas that don't have as many trees and have more mountains. So I am so excited for you to share your island with me this week. I can't wait to hear everything that's interesting about it, the types of landforms that you've included, and even the kinds of colors that you're going to use to describe the different regions of your island. So have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon.